New years always come with new goals, new ideas, and newfound motivation to reach your dreams and to live your dream life. So this video is going to be all about advice that you can apply to your life to make 2020 your best year yet. I am using a large assortment of tarot cards and oracle cards for this pick a card reading, and I am so excited to deliver this message to you. Before we get started, I do want to add that this is a pretty timeless reading. This video is going up January 1st of 2020, but it really doesn't matter when you stumble upon this video, whether you're watching it in January or whether you find it in September. I hope that this advice will be able to be applied to your life so that you can reach your goals. This is a general reading. It is for the collective conscious. So not all readings will resonate with everyone. And you know what? You can't please everyone. So take what resonates with you and leave the rest. So without further ado, let's get into this tarot reading. Pick a card. For today's Pick a Card tarot reading, I pulled so many cards. It was just like every single oracle deck, almost every single oracle deck I have, felt like it needed to tell someone something. So I have all sorts of cards for you guys today. This is a big reading to start off 2020 in a very powerful way. So again, I was feeling like there were so many messages that needed to come through with all of these cards. So if you were drawn to more than one pile, that is perfectly okay. This is a general reading, so your messages might be split up amongst these different piles. If your intuition is saying pick more than one, then listen to that, okay? So let's just get right into this tarot reading. We have pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, pile 4. There is lots of cards in every single pile. Lots of messages that are about to come through. So grab yourself some water or some tea and let's get started. The timestamps will be listed in the description as well as the top pinned comment. If you want more specific advice over the next couple of days, I will also be releasing zodiac sign specific videos about what we can expect and what kind of advice we need for 2020 to reach our dream goals, okay? To live our dream lives. So I think that's everything I have to say, and let's get started with pile number 1. Hello, pile number 1. How are you guys doing today? We have so many cards. I just took what was jumping out at me, and I am so excited for this reading. So today we're talking about advice for 2020 for what you might need to hear to help you reach your dream goals, your dream life, financial freedom, whatever it might happen to be. This is advice for you for the coming year. Let's get started with your tarot cards. So we have the 8 of Wands, the Knight of Wands. Okay, so this is quick action, okay? So be prepared for that. Be prepared to take action when the signs come up. If you get the feeling that something is right for you, jump on that opportunity, okay? This is quick action, and this is, trusting yourself. We have the Page of Wands. We have the Chariot. Again, Chariot speaks so well with this 8 of Wands and this Knight of Wands. This is about action moving forward. So when you feel like you have the opportunity to take something, say yes and then figure out how to do it afterwards, okay? We don't always have the answers when the opportunities are presented to us. And sometimes we need to say yes and then figure it out. Sometimes we need to say yes and then decide the little finer details later. But if we say no because we don't know those finer details, we may miss out on that opportunity. So when an opportunity or multiple opportunities come knocking at your door this coming year, make sure you have the confidence to say yes. Take the opportunities that are being given to you and embrace that, okay? And then we had the Page of Swords, the Knight of Cups, and the Six of Swords. So this Six of Swords is telling me that there is going to be some transitioning going on this year. You're going to be moving into a lot calmer waters, but in order to get there, you might need to traverse some rapids or some rough seas. So while you're on this journey, while you are looking for the end goal, remember that the journey is a part of the process. Okay? Sometimes we see negative things and we're just like, oh, it's not working for me. My manifestation's not working for me. My goals are never going to happen. I'm not going to get this, that, or the other. But sometimes those negative signs are signs that what we want is coming for us and it's just around the corner. Sometimes it's that final test that we have to prove ourselves worthy of what we want, that we have to prove to ourselves that we are capable of accepting the abundance that we want, of accepting the dream job, of accepting whatever into our life. The journey is as much a part of the destination as the destination itself. We can't just get to $1 million, because if we all of a sudden have $1 million in our bank account, we're not going to know how to spend it. We're going to be overwhelmed. We'll probably spend frivolously and not really enjoy the abundance in the way that it could be enjoyed. But if we work hard to create that abundance in our life, then we're going to value it that much more. Okay? Again, you've got these two Knight cards. So this is like, we're talking taking action here. You can't just, sit on your butt and hope for things to happen. You do have to take action this year. You do have to put a plan into place to either be at the right place at the right time, to meet up with whoever you need to meet up with. You have to be doing things. It's even like, it takes an example of just ordering takeout food, If you don't get up and answer the door, then there was no point in ordering that takeout food for the first place, right? So when you're putting your manifestations, when you're putting your dreams, when you're putting whatever lingo you want to use, when you're putting your intentions out to the universe, you have to be able to receive the messenger. You have to be able to open the door. Okay, so it is about taking action while reaching for your dreams. It's not just about sitting home stagnant and wishing upon a star. Okay, but it's also about enjoying that journey and enjoying the little hills and valleys along the way. What can you learn from the journey, from the experiences, from the negatives? Within the negatives, you will learn to embrace the positives even more. Okay, let's see. What do we got here? Let's go with your Moonology card. That wants to come out first. Hold your vision, the fixed moon. Yeah, it's about understanding where you want to go and seeing that end goal in your mind, but understanding that it's always going to be there. Okay? Even though we can't always see the moon, like if it's a new moon, perhaps it's cloudy, perhaps it's foggy, you can't always see the moon, but it's always there. But just because you can't see it doesn't mean you need to act any differently, or that you're just like, well, the moon's not there, I'm totally not doing anything at all, right? It's about understanding that your vision is there and what do you need to do to get to that vision. Okay? Let's see. Enchanted Map Oracle. Moonlight. So the lunar cycles may be very important for you guys. I don't know why I had the idea that I needed to pick the Moonology card first, but it was telling me it needed to come out first. We've got that. We've got Moonlight. Even on this Six of Swords, which is the card I was telling you that it's telling me you need to embrace this journey, embrace this transition. Big old moon on the back of it, right? So you might be very sensitive to the lunar cycles. You might want to plan things accordingly. You might notice that around a full moon, you are more emotional and thus not as good at making decisions. Perhaps you need to focus on making the big decisions more around the new moon than around the full moon. This could also be, tracking your mood in relation to the lunar cycle, understanding when do you have the most energy, when is your mood the most stable, and really using that lunar cycle to work in your best way possible. So, if you are a little more emotional at certain times of the month, or if you tend to be more productive at certain times of the month, if you can track that cycle and you can understand what the different phases of the moon do to your own body, then you will be able to harness that energy and to move forward. Wizard of Awareness. Yes, it's about being aware of how this cycle affects your body. Okay, so perhaps you're more tired around certain stages of the moon. Perhaps you are, it's just about being aware of your body and how your emotions and your mood and your anxiety, how all of that plays into the different times of the month. This would also be a great time to maybe also track your sleep and notice how sleep is affecting you too. Maybe you sleep better on days where you work out, and then the following day you're more productive because you've slept better. If you can begin to track this and become more aware of your body, and you don't even have to physically track it in a journal or anything. That's how I like to do it. But this could also just be, okay, yesterday I ate way too much sugar, and now today I feel like I'm crashing and I need all the caffeine in the world. So then being aware and making that connection, the next time you go to overdose on sugar, you go, you know what, last time I did this, I didn't feel so good, wasn't feeling my best, wasn't feeling productive. And so you make different choices, okay? I'm not even going to say better or worse choices, just different choices based on how you have been aware of what your body tells you, okay? Priestess. How are you being called to step up and lead? Yeah, this actually goes with what I said right at the beginning with, being aware and willing to say yes and to give into opportunities. So when you are being called to step up, are you able to do it? Have you been giving yourself the pep talks, the self-love, the affirmations, the incantations? Have you been allowing yourself to develop your confidence so that when the opportunities are given to you, you're just like, hell yeah, I can do this. I am capable. I am worthy. I am deserving of this opportunity. Confidence is not something that we are all born with, but it is something that we can learn. For me, take example, speaking to the camera did not always come easy. I've been speaking in front of people. I've taken acting lessons. I've done all sorts of stuff to be able to improve my speaking abilities. I've worked with speaking coaches. There's a lot you can do to feel more comfortable presenting your message. So it's not just about sitting back and letting things happen. It is about taking the initiative to develop those skills that you need so that when opportunities come knocking, you can step up and lead. So this is the Deer card. Trust in the support of the universe. Archangels Michael and Faith. I'm going to show you that card. How beautiful is that? All right? So again, it's about trusting the universe. It's about trusting that when opportunities come up, that they're meant for you, that it's what is meant to happen. It's like when negative things happen, sometimes they can really knock us down. But other times, negative experiences can be viewed as empowering, and they can encourage us to grow and to develop our skills and to move forward. It's about stepping out of your comfort zone and trusting that the universe has your back, that the universe is there to help you reach your dreams. The universe isn't here to just be like, gotcha, you're not actually going to do that. No, not going to happen. Like the universe is here to help you get whatever the heck it is that you want. So trust the universe and trust the guidance that they are giving you. Let's go with this card. Never ending story. Okay. It's true. This is a constant journey. And it's not even so much about the destination, because once you get to your destination, once you've reached that goal that you have set out to reach in 2020, your life doesn't end. The journey doesn't end. Say you reach your goal in a month. Well, what are you going to do for the rest of the year? Right? It's a never-ending story. We are constantly growing and evolving and shifting and just embracing what the universe has to offer us. And we can keep going. The imagery on this card, it's got the, what is this even called? The timer with the sand in it. Total brain fog moment, right? Whatever that's called. I mean, that time never actually ends. You just flip it over and begin a new chapter, right? And then, look at this. Your numerology card. Happy ending. This should say happy endings. Because it's all about just one happy ending after another, after another, after another, because it is a never-ending story. One ending, completes a chapter, completes a page, completes a sentence. Think about in a book how many sentences end. And a sentence has to end for a new one to begin, right? And so a book, the story of your life, is just a collection of different endings. And work hard to make those endings happy. I mean, not everything in your life is going to be positive and joyful, but it's what you take out of it that can make it a happy ending. So something bad happens to you. Well, what good came out of that situation, right? There is always two sides to the story. Sometimes it's hard to see the positive through the negative. Sometimes you won't know what the positive is until months or years or decades later. But every experience in our life is one that helps us become the person we need to be. Okay. Let's see, what do the dragons have to say? You've got the black dragon from Saturn. Brings you wisdom through spiritual discipline. Concentrate. Focus on your ultimate vision. Congratulate yourself. You've passed a test. So interesting. You've got so much about visions. So I'm almost wondering if going into 2020, you have an idea of where you want to go, but you're not really 100% sure. So what I want you to do after you finish watching this video, I mean, it doesn't have to be right away, but within the next couple days, next couple weeks, I really want you to sit down with yourself and think about what your vision is. Where do you want to go? What are the goals that you have for yourself? Make sure that this vision that you have is clear. You know what you want. You know the steps that it'll take to get there. And you can even say you're wanting a dream house. You can get as specific as what color curtains would you hang in your living room. All of those little details are just going to make your vision stronger. And I mean, we've got vision. Like there's so many images of vision with this story. So I feel like you guys really need to get clear on what your vision is. Concentrate and focus on what that vision is. Okay. Tangibility. Make your dreams real. Yeah, that's what you need to do with your vision. You almost need to see it to the point that in your mind you could reach out and touch the object in front of you. So going back to the example of the house. What would make that house seem really tangible to you? Is it decorating it? Like what color are you painting the walls? What color are the curtains that you're hanging? Literally imagine yourself closing those curtains on one day and then opening up them on another day. Like feel it, make it a tangible reality for you. Okay, make it real. And then we have 48, which is financial discipline. So this might mean that as you are working through this year and reaching for your goals, you might have to focus on being financially disciplined. You might need to understand where all of your money goes so that you can make sure it's going to the right place. It's not about spending willy-nilly. It's not about, just throwing your money at this project, that project, the other project. It's about understanding where you can put your money to help you best reach your goals. So this could be, investing in some equipment. This could be investing in education for yourself. This could be saving money because there's going to be a big investment that needs to be made. It's just about using the money that you have in a smart way. Okay? You have another Moonology card. Take time to breathe out. Okay, let's do that right now. Deep breath in and out. Deep breath in and out. And as you do this, really, when you breathe in, really feel your stomach expand, like fill your lungs as full as you can get them, and then let it out and really squeeze your stomach in to get all of that air out. Really focus on the breath. Really allow it to calm your mind, especially in times of stress. Breath work, meditation. This might be something that if you aren't already doing, you want to look into. It's about taking time for yourself and learning how to calm your mind, calm your anxiety, calm just your nerves when things are getting overwhelming, okay? You'll be able to make better decisions if you are calm and look at them in an analytical kind of way. We have the Lilac Fire Dragon. Transmutes through the power of divine love. You are loved. You are being watched from the universe. There is power surrounding you. I can feel it. I can feel the energy, like a very high vibrational state with this reading. Okay? Open up to transcendent love and enlightenment. Purity of heart brings peace, hope, and joy. That is very reminiscent of this Breathe card. Yeah, it is about calming your mind so that you can hear the messages from spirit, from universe, from source, from whatever you want to call it. If your mind's very cluttered and chaotic and all over the place, you might not hear these messages that you need to hear. You may miss opportunities because your mind is elsewhere. Okay? And then we have the card of community, which is making me think that it's telling you that you're not doing this alone. Okay? You might have your own dreams. You might have your own intentions. You might have, your own whatever. But ultimately, we are all one, right? The air that I breathe out is the air that you are breathing in. The air that I breathe out is the air that the trees are filtering, the plants are filtering, Our water on this planet is all one source. Molecularly, like we are all connected. So it is about creating your community. People who can help you, people who can hold you accountable, people who can lift you up when times get tough. It's about trusting other people and letting other people into this little part of you to be able to help you. Let's see, we got 3 cards left. Let's see what these little ones say. So we've got Star. The silver energy of the star brings good luck and serendipity. So you have a lot of celestial stuff. Like we got lots of moons, stars. I think it's definitely like the evening time, the nighttime. Maybe you're a night person and you like to do things in the evening. That might be the time when you're most productive. It goes back to that awareness card. Be aware of the time that you're most productive. If you are more productive in the evening, then use that to your advantage. Okay, and we have the Earth card. Ask the element of Earth for grounding, stability, and strength in times of chaos. One thing I love to do when I'm meditating is I sit cross-legged on the ground. If I can be outside in the dirt or on the grass, like that's even better. But I sit down and I sit cross-legged so that I can feel grounded. I can feel the strength of my body. So it's about being stable within yourself. And again, we've got stability, like we were talking about with the stability of your story, making it tangible. Okay? Then your last card, align your life. What is not aligned or needs to change? Yeah. That comes with this awareness that we've got smack dab in the middle here. As you're moving through 2020, if you notice that things are not aligning with where you want to go, if you're noticing that, say, friendships are no longer serving you, or that the food that you're eating is no longer fueling your body in a way that you feel is beneficial, then it's time to maybe phase out some of these things that are not aligning with us. And I mean, something that fits with us at the beginning of the year might not fit with us at the end. Right? It's okay to experiment and try different things to figure out what makes you feel good. Again, it's all about this awareness. Foods that you've been eating for years, all of a sudden might not agree with you. Maybe it's time to cut, say, dairy out of your diet, and then you realize that your brain fog really clears up and you found this newfound motivation because you no longer have a stomach ache when you wake up. Like little things like that. If you notice these things that are out of alignment, then take the steps to change them, to progress, to move forward. Okay, group number 1. So that is my advice for you for 2020. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that subscribe button. And don't forget that I do have the Zodiac specific version of this reading coming up shortly. Love, light, and happiness to all of you. Have a fantastic day. Bye. Hello, group number 2. How are you guys doing today? We have so many cards. Look at all of these wonderful cards. I literally just took what was jumping out at me, and these are the messages I have for you today. So let's start with your tarot cards. So we have the 7 of Cups, the 7 of Swords, and then the High Priestess. Yeah, so right off the bat, wow, okay, right off the bat, 7 of Swords, 7 of Swords, 7 of Cups. 7 is a very spiritual number. So I don't know if you guys are very spiritual, if you have tapped into your psychic abilities, if you resonate as a natural healer, but I'm getting that kind of vibe with these 7s and with this High Priestess card. In numerology, 7 represents spirituality, sensitivity, sympathy. It represents mastery on a spiritual level. Number 7, it really involves the mind, and so if we're talking manifestation, if we're talking intention settings, like this is a very good place to start off with. It is about embracing your inner strength. Okay, so let's dive in a little bit further here. Let's start with the 7 of Cups, because that's the first card that came out. So the 7 of Cups is, it's a card for opportunities. If you look at this card, that there's all 7 different cups, and they each have something different to offer. We've got plants, we've got fire, we've got those little bubbles, maybe. We've got a rainbow, we've got stars, we've got kind of this purple flame, a bird. There's all sorts of different opportunities that will be coming to you this year. And then we have the 7 of Swords. And the 7 of Swords can sometimes speak of betrayal or a disagreement. You feeling like someone's gotten away with something, or, like if you look at this guy here, he's taken 5 of these swords and left 2. And he's kind of smirking. He's like, yeah, I got these. But in the end, he didn't get everything. He didn't get those last 2. And so I think a good piece of advice for coming into this new year is realizing that there are always opportunities. And when things leave our life, sometimes things still remain. But other times it opens up the door for new opportunities. So, say you get robbed. Like, yeah, that really, really sucks. And I'm sorry if that happens to you. I'm not predicting, this is just an example of the mindset. But, you could look at it in 2 ways. You can see it as you've lost all of this stuff, or you can look at it as an opportunity to bring more into your life and more things that you truly love. Did you really, truly value each and every single one of those things that you lost? Or could there be room for improvement, perhaps in functionality, perhaps in aesthetic? There's always another side to the story. And as hard as it is to think of, if you've been robbed, well, you know what, maybe that person needed those things more than I did, right? So that's kind of like a more spiritual mindset to having things taken from you, right? It's not a very common mindset to be like, you know what, they took it, but you know what, it's okay because they probably need it more than I do. But it's about just realizing that this world is full of abundance, and that removing things from your life, decluttering things in your life, is just opening up opportunities for more things to come into your life. If your mind is full of clutter, it's really hard to learn new things, right? If you're feeling stressed about whatever, I remember being in school and feeling so stressed about the test in my second class and not being able to focus on whatever was being taught in that first class. And so that first class basically went out the window. None of that information was absorbed because I was so stressed about the test that I had in the next period. So, it's about letting go of that mental, physical, emotional clutter and moving in and allowing new things to come into our lives. Because we have the World card here. And this is symbolic that, there is more out there. Look at her. She looks basically like a trophy standing there, right? The World card is all about accomplishment and completing things and, getting to that next level of skill, that next level of intelligence, that next, just leveling up your game. My kids play a lot of video games, so just leveling up makes me think of video games. But it's that kind of attitude, taking what you have now, perfecting it so that you can move on to the next thing. But not even perfecting is not the right word, but just completing what you are doing, so that you can get rid of the mental clutter, the physical clutter, and move on to the next stage. Okay? And then we have the 3 of Pentacles. And the 3 of Pentacles, excuse me, is about learning. And that's, it's, I just used that example of, being in a classroom and not being able to concentrate because you were too concerned. Well, this is about, once you've leveled up your game, then that stress of whatever is not going to be bugging you anymore, and you're going to be able to learn and hone your skills and improve so that you can get even farther ahead. And then we have the 9 of Cups, and we'll just put this card out too. This is the Sun. So we have the 9 of Cups here. And again, this is about being content with what you have. This is satisfaction. But most importantly with this card, this is about gratitude. This is being thankful for what you have. And even reflecting back to the example of being robbed. Well, what didn't they take? What do you still have? You still have your home. You still have your dignity. You're not going to let them take that from you. You still have potentially food in your fridge. Like I remember a family member of mine got robbed once, and they took the toilet paper. And all they could say was like, well, I guess they really, really needed that toilet paper. You know, it was a bit of a shock to the system when they realized they didn't have any toilet paper in their house. But, you know, that's what they needed. So, you know, let them have it. But I still have this. I still have my toilet, even though I don't have toilet paper. It's about being grateful for what you do have. And this doesn't even have to be physical things, you know, like I am grateful for my spiritual energies, for my healing abilities. I'm grateful for my psychic intuition. I am grateful that, you know, I have amazing friends. I'm grateful that I have the internet, which gives me like an endless opportunity for learning, for improving, for growing. You know, we often forget that we have such amazing resources around us, and we can be grateful for those resources, not just the physical material things that we own in our home, but there's so much around us that we need to be grateful for. And then we have the sun, the beautiful the beautiful shining sun, the heavenly body that just like, you know, without it, where would we be, right? This is, you know, like the warmth of the sun. Like just picture yourself just sitting out on, you know, maybe a beach in the sun and just soaking up the sun's rays. How do you feel? The warmth, the positivity, the vitality. Like that is what this sun card represents, right? Just like soaking it all in, which really reflects with this gratitude, right? Like you're sitting there, you're just like, oh, I'm so grateful for this moment. So, I mean, in terms of advice moving forward, it's about gratitude. It is about appreciating all of these little things as we continue to learn and grow and move forward. So let's see. What card? Well, you apparently want to come out. So who are you? Yin. Okay. So yin, the counterpart to the yin and the yang. This is about accepting things into our lives, you know. It's about balance of positive and negative, light and dark. But the yin is the side of the equation that it's the feminine side. It's the you know, it's kind of like water in a way. Now, I might not get this metaphor exact, and I'm sorry if this is not perfect, but it's about flow. It's about letting things into your life and, you know, being able to receive the bounty. So the yang on the other side is like the masculine energy, the power to make things happen, where you've got the yin, which is more feminine and just like flowing and allowing. So, you know, I don't know what your energy is, whether you are this yin energy and you need to embrace this feminine energy, or if you're more of the yang and you need to bring on more of this energy. It could go either way. Different people hearing this message could hear it differently, like whether you need to, this is confirmation that this is the path you need to keep, or whether this is something you need to kind of transition into, balance your energies a bit more. What do we have? We have the compass. Speaking of balance, north, south, east, west, lots of balance within the compass. It's also, you know, about direction and knowing where you want to go, leveling up to the next level with a plan, you know, like setting your intentions. If this is where I'm going, this is the next level, how do I get there? Kind of setting, you know, like a psychological roadmap in a way as to how to get there. And then we have the card of commitment. I mean, there's lots of hearts and pretty frilly stuff on this card. There's two hands, but I'm seeing this more as you making a commitment to yourself this year to improve who you are on a spiritual, on a mental level. And with this improvement can come the abundance of every other area of your life. When you focus on self-love, when you focus on the fact that you are deserving of abundance, when you focus on the fact that your past is your past and you can get anything if you move forward and you're willing to be the creator of your own destiny. It's about making that commitment to yourself. It's about starting a new cycle around the sun and just, going for it. Let's go with this card next. You're very close to achieving your goal. Well then, that speaks wonders, doesn't it? It's also kind of like with this world card where she's on a trophy. You're very close to this trophy. But at the same time, you need to keep in mind that when you achieve this goal, it's not the end. It's just opening doors to more and more, right? So it's not about when you reach this goal, it's not the end. Sure, you can celebrate, you can enjoy, be grateful for this moment, but learn and grow and move forward, move even further into wherever you want to go. We have two cards here. We have trust your path. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? And that's interesting because so often, let's see, let me squeeze this on here. Let's just put it over top a little bit. So often we will, we've got this goal in mind and then we get there and it's like, okay, what do I want to do next? But maybe you don't need to wait till you get there to figure out what the next goal is. Think about it right now. Once you've done this and you know that the universe has your back and you know that you're ready to move forward, what's the next step? Where's that path taking you? And then we have warrior woman. Have you answered your deepest calling? And that's very interesting with this high priestess here and the number 7. The deepest calling. What is your soul's purpose? What is your life purpose? Have you even begun to tap into the energy of what is deep down inside? What do you truly want to do deep down within? And it's interesting that we have the warrior woman here and we've got the yin card, the high priestess. Like there's such powerful feminine energy. Now again, I say this in all my readings. We all have feminine and masculine energy within us. And I don't care how you identify, whether you're a man, a woman, binary, whatever. I don't care. You live your life. You live to your path, your purpose. But it's about understanding who you are and what that calling is for you. Everyone is here for a different reason. And you need to live your life for your reasons, not someone else's. We have the rabbit, which is Archangel Gabriel, and says, recognize your significance. Yes, you are a warrior. I'm just going to say person to make it easier. You are a warrior person with amazing feminine energy. You are a warrior person who is significant in this world, but you have to recognize your significance. You don't have to go out and shout it from the rooftops. You don't have to be narcissistic. But you have to make the commitment to yourself to understand your worth and to give yourself the appreciation for that value. Go the distance. Yeah, because you can. You guys have the capabilities of going the distance. You have the capabilities of, reaching to new places, reaching for the next level of the game, of the trophy, of the, with this high priestess, your mind is a very powerful asset for you. And when you can trust in yourself and you can make the commitment to yourself to embrace your mind and those abilities that you have within, then going the distance is not going to be hard for you. Things are going to start to happen. They're going to start to happen fast. And it's going to be amazing the different directions that you go. And now it's also interesting that we've got the path, and we've got, the distance, which implies like, you're going somewhere. And with this compass card, it's like, you are being guided, but maybe you haven't really allowed yourself to listen to the guidance that you are being given, whether this is from source, from universe, from wherever. So just maybe pay attention to synchronicities, to signs. If you wanted me to do a video all about signs that your manifestation is coming, or just numerology in general, let me know down in the comments. If there's interest, I would love to do that video for you. Let's do a dragon card. Ooh, the Emerald Dragon brings in healing and cosmic abundance. Good fortune is coming. Let your thoughts support your divine perfection. Align with your fifth dimensional blueprint. I mean, come on. That is a powerful dragon right there, right? Yeah, good fortune is coming. I mean, you're very close to your goal. Like, this energy is there. But again, bring in the healing. I'm feeling like a lot of you have the potential to be healers. And now this doesn't even mean that you have the potential, like that you need to be, a Reiki master, or you need to be a doctor, or, don't overlook the value of healing one person at a time, just through your presence, just through your conversations. Those little acts of kindness can be so powerful to those who need them. Okay, let's pull this numerology card out. What are you? Leadership. I'm seeing this as, we've got this warrior woman card here. So it's almost like you could be leading a tribe, leading a bunch of soldiers, whatever that is called, an army. You could be leading your own army. It doesn't have to be like fighting, but, just using the terminology. This could be you being like a social media influencer and influencing a lot of people. I do feel like a lot of people look up to you. But again, like I was speaking about healing, this doesn't necessarily need to be a wide scale if you don't want it to be. This could just be you taking leadership in every moment of your life and understanding that if you do A, B, and C, then you're going to get to a certain spot, right? If you go north on your compass, you know where you're heading. You're going north. It's about taking the leadership to do that and not straying from the path when you know that that is the path you need to be on. Let's see what these cards have to say. Mystic Star. Harmony in the home and great friendships. Yeah, you guys are compassionate friends. You might not make friends easily, but when you do, there is such a strong bond there, and they will look up to you, they will cherish your friendship and really feel value from your friendship. And again, it's about understanding that value that you bring to the table. Even if it's just like a one-on-one friendship, understanding the value that you bring to that person and understanding, it's like, instead of when you're manifesting something, you often think, oh, I'm going to do this because then I can, so let me give a less broad example of something random like that. Oh, I want to make $1 million because then I can get a lovely house to keep my family safe, and we can put nourishing food on our table. Instead of that, you almost kind of like think of it backwards in a way, and you think, I want to make $1 million because I want to be able to help people, and I have this amazing gift, and I feel like other people could really benefit from this gift that I am giving the world. Like right now, not to boast or toot my own horn or anything, because honestly, I have 200 subscribers on YouTube. I'm not making any money, okay? I do this because I enjoy doing it, and because I hope that I am providing value to some people's lives. Even if only one person watches this video, and take something from it that improves their life, then you know what? I've done my job. Okay? Sure, I want to reach millions of people. I want to make a comfortable living for my family doing this, but ultimately, the money would just be a nice benefit. And instead, I want to help. Okay? And then we have Felix Felicitas. Power symbol to create lucky serendipitous events. So that might be your power symbol. Look at the reflection of the camera in there. Don't judge my old camera. So, yeah, power symbol. That also goes back to just talking about synchronicities and stuff. You know, like you might have a symbol or a number or something that you keep seeing, and it just reminds you of the power that you hold, the amazing person that you are. It might even be more of a sigil and remind you of what you want to accomplish in this life. Ooh, the magenta dragon enables you to bring forward your soul wisdom, awaken your soul memories and higher spiritual understanding, prepare for accelerated ascension. Yes, oh my God, okay, you guys are spiritual people. I don't even know if you realize it yet. I feel like some of you might not even have tapped into the spiritual side, but I mean, if you're watching a tarot video, you probably have. But you might not understand the abilities that you do have within you. And so I feel like this reading and my best advice for 2020 for you so far is just make the commitment to yourself to always be improving, to always be learning. And I mean, to improve and to learn, it's not saying that where you are is negative in any way, but we can always, you know, what's the saying? If you're not growing, you're dying. You know, we can always be improving. We can always be moving forward. And I feel like you guys are here for a reason. You might be light workers. You might be healers. You might, you know, but you're here for a reason. You're here to help people. And, you know, like, just thank you for being here. Thank you for being you. Thank you for staying true to your authentic self. Because you are amazing. And yes, you bring forth your soul wisdom and share it with the world. Like we need more wisdom. We need more people willing to share positivity and enlightenment and, you know, just all of that stuff. We have 37, time out. And that actually is interesting because it makes me think that you guys, I mean, especially if you're healers, you might be spending a lot of energy on someone else. And so you need to remember to listen to your body and take a time out when you need it. You know, maybe, is it even off? It's off camera now. You know, maybe light some sage when you need it. Get some black tourmaline for some protection. Light a candle. Just relax. Do what you gotta do to really ground yourself, to refocus, and, you know, allow yourself to come back into this kind of realm and reconnect in a way. Paradisical, you belong to paradise. Yes, I don't feel like you guys are of this world. You guys might be starseeds, light workers. Yeah, you guys, there's something spiritual about you here. We got the high priestess. Like there's, just remember that you are living a human experience right now. And that's what you're here to do. Okay? So even if you feel like you're not from this world or you never feel like you're at home, remember this is what you're experiencing now and you are here for a reason. Okay? So find out what that reason is, embrace it, enjoy and enjoy life. Then the last card we have is confidence is your key to success. And I feel like that is very true for you guys, a group number 2. Confidence is key. You need to be able to feel confident to express yourself, to recognize your significance, to just embrace your leadership, everything. That kind of perfectly summed up this whole reading. Confidence is your key to success. And confidence is not something that we are all innately born with. Confidence can be learned, depending on what you need confidence for. You know, if you're not a good speaker, you can learn how to speak. You can learn how to be more charismatic. You can learn to present a camera. You can learn to present in front of an audience. You know, sometimes we need to step out of our comfort zone, and by doing so, we are growing as individuals. And each time we allow ourselves experience outside of our comfort zone, we are allowing our confidence to grow and to improve. Okay, group number 2, so that is my reading for you, your advice to reach your goals in 2020. If you enjoyed this reading, please hit that subscribe button, and don't forget that I'm also doing a zodiac specific version of this reading, and those will be going up over the next couple of days. I will also link it down below. I'll have a whole playlist for this topic. Okay? Love, light, and happiness to all of you. Have a fantastic day. Bye. Hello, everyone who picked pile number 3. How are you guys doing today? So I was just shuffling cards and letting things jump out, and you guys got a lot of cards. So let's get started with your tarot. So this is all about advice for 2020 and what you can do to reach your goals. We're starting with the Devil and the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, interesting. The Wheel of Fortune, it's interesting, especially with coming with the Devil, because the Wheel of Fortune, people usually see it in 2 different ways. You can either see it that luck is on your side and you're constantly like rolling good numbers, or you can see it that you're always getting negative after negative after negative. And I think a lot of this really is summarized by the Devil card here, because the Devil card really speaks about your mindset and how you are interpreting the situation. So if you go into a situation expecting the worst, then it's very likely the worst is what you're going to get. If you go into a situation expecting the best, then, you might have a little bit of a better experience. And I mean, what's the expression? Is it, prepare, expect the best and prepare for the worst, or something? No, it's whatever that expression is. Expect the best and prepare for the worst, right? Yes, you want to expect the best, but if something less than that, or if the worst happens, be prepared. Okay? It's not about being blind to the fact that negative things happen in this world, because they do. This world is a balance of positive and negative, light, dark. It is about a balance. And sometimes we do experience negative things, but how our mindset is, the foundation we have set down for the experience, will really change how we respond or react to any given situation. It's also about responding and not reacting to situations. When something bad happens, you can fly off the handle and just get angry and get mad and get, whatever negative emotions just come spewing out sometimes. But if you can train yourself to be more calm, to be more relaxed, and then to respond, sometimes that response is even just I need to take time to process this so I don't react in a way that I'm going to regret. It could also be responding in, thank you for telling me, this is how I need to move forward. Being able to not allow yourself to be overcome with emotions and anxiety, fear, all of that. I mean, yes, anxieties and fears, they still come up. They are a part of the human experience. We all have anxiety and fears, but it's how do we handle those, especially those anxieties and fears that deep down inside we know are irrational, you know? Like being afraid of spiders. And I mean, in some places, that's very legit. I live in Canada. Right now, it's very cold outside. There's snow. I know that none of the spiders that are going to get into my house are going to be able to hurt me in any way. Do I like them in here? No. But I also know it's not going to kill me, even though sometimes I might scream like it is going to kill me. But, you know, like, I understand that for me is an irrational fear. Doesn't make it any less scary when they pop out of nowhere. But, you know, I understand that, right? Maybe if I lived in places that had very venomous, dangerous spiders, I would feel slightly differently. But that's not my environment right now. And it's like, you know, just you need to understand what your triggers are for your fear, your anxiety, and, you know, allow yourself to not be overwhelmed by that. Okay? Interesting card. We have the Six of Cups. And so the Six of Cups actually speaks a lot about childhood. You know, this is childhood memories and experiences that you had when you were a kid. This is, you know, revisiting your past. And so are some of these triggers and mindset challenges that you have something that was from your past, so some programming from your past? I mean, it's like we've all been hypnotized. Our view on the world is because of our experiences, and those experiences have hypnotized us to react in certain ways. But you can always change your perspective on those experiences. You can change your story. You can't change what has happened to you because your past is your past. But you can connect those dots and see how they are making you react in the current situation, and then change that programming to react in new ways that you would prefer. I'm not going to say better or worse ways. It's just something that you would prefer, and that's different for each one of us. Judgment. We need to do this without judgment, right? You cannot judge yourself for things that have happened to you in your past. They are there, they exist. We need to move forward. We need to move forward without judgment, okay? Mistakes happen, they do, okay? But we do not need to let it define who we are, and we do not need it to prevent us from becoming the person that we want to be. So we need to be able to live without judgment. And then we pull out the Lovers card, and this isn't necessarily between the love between two people. This is the love that you have for yourself. This is embracing self-love, embracing yourself, embracing your body. I'm feeling like a lot of people might have bodily issues which are holding them back in more than one area. You know, when you do not feel comfortable in your own skin, it can be hard to progress. So it's about reaching deep down inside and being like, why don't I feel comfortable in my skin? It's about giving those people who insulted you as a kid, giving them that energy back and saying, you know what? I've been holding on to this burden for way too long. Like, you can have it back. It's not my energy anymore. Like, that's yours. Those bullies that were mean to me in school, like, that's theirs. That's their insecurity. That's their judgment. That's not me. It's about giving it back and loving yourself. And I always love this card, like this version of the Lovers, because I love the dolphins in the background. And it just reminds me to, you know, be playful. You know, life isn't always about being serious. So when I'm saying, like, you know, love yourself, like, literally, like, I don't know, what do you like to do? Do you feel good when you're dancing? Well, just dance around your kitchen, put on some good music, and just dance. And enjoy yourself, enjoy your body, enjoy how your body moves. You know, it's about being a free spirit. Just like, I don't care if my neighbor looks in the window and sees me dancing, because you know what? I'm having a great time. There's no judgment here. Okay? And then we have the Queen of Wands and the Five of Pentacles. So the Queen of Wands, she's a very vibrant queen. She's, she's not caring what other people think of her. She's confident. That was a weird way to talk there. Okay, so she's confident. She's strong. She knows that she has worked hard, and you know what? Maybe she's been called a bitch once or twice in her life, and she doesn't care. Because you know what? That is not her energy. That is someone else's energy that has been put upon her, and she's not taking it. She's not taking any of your, I'm not going to swear. I already did, I guess. I said bitch. But, she's not taking any of that negative energy. She's like letting it go and moving forward. Okay? So then we have the Five of Pentacles. And this is about a negative mindset. So I feel like this year it's you moving forward from this negative mindset and stepping into new energy. You're spinning this wheel of fortune, and no longer are you expecting it to land on negative things. You know you're amazing, and you're going to spin that wheel and expect the best to happen. Let's see, where shall we start? Let's start with this card. Parrot. Listen intently to understand. Archangel something I can't pronounce. I'm sorry. I'm just going to show you. Parrots. It's interesting because parrots are such beautiful and vibrant and really majestic creatures. But I mean, like, they hear so much and absorb so much, right? So, I mean, you always think of like a parrot like learning to talk and mimicking sounds, but they're not really they are learning. They're very intelligent creatures, but they're not speaking to respond. They're speaking to mimic. And I feel like a lot of the energy that you've been holding on to is just mimicking people's opinions of you, but it's not your opinion of you. So saying listen intently to understand, it's not about listening to the words that are being spoken, but instead listening to the kind of like the reason why. Like there's a lot of things out there that I agree with, that, bullies bully because they are lacking something. They bully the kids that, they see their parents dropping them off at school and they get a hug from their mom and they're like, you're such a mama's boy or something like that, right? The judgment is not upon the fact that this kid hugged his mom. This kid is reaching out and saying like, I wish I could have a hug from my mom. So when you can listen intently to the emotion, to the fear behind words, then a lot of the times you realize that the words that are being said are not even directed to you. It's the person who is saying those negative things, reaching out for help in the only way they know how. Come together. Yeah. It's about coming together as a community, reaching out to people that you trust, that you love, and, picking each other up when times get tough. It's about being with the people that you love and trust and respect and existing in this place of love and without judgment. It's about being who you are with these people and knowing that in this group, in this village, in this community, you are safe, you are loved. Okay? Let's go with this card. I think I'm holding all my cards upside down. Anna, grandmother of Jesus. Seeding the light, laying foundations, divine plan. Yeah. See, it's all about setting down new foundations for you this year. And a lot of it is internally motivated, like laying down new foundations for self-love, for self-improvement, for understanding your value, for understanding where you want to go, and understanding that you are deserving of what you want. Understanding that you are deserving of abundance, that you are deserving of love. This year is going to be a lot of change for you, working on this foundation to be able to move forward, seeing the light within you. Dry desert. I feel like that's where you feel like you are right now. And you want to get out of the desert. You want to find the water, find the abundance. But right now you're walking in a dry desert. Flying. You need to spread your wings and fly. From above, the answers will be clearer. Protection. Call back your power, cut the cord. Soul retrieval. Yeah, this is about moving past this energy of this past, this top row here, this judgment, this feeling like you're always going to have the worst. This protection is saying, you know what, no more of this. This is not my energy, and like sending it back. I have this piece of black tourmaline here. It's actually like you can put it on a necklace, but I like to keep it on my desk. And it's actually got some tourmalinated quartz on the back too, which is very lovely because it kind of enhances the energy. But the reason I'm saying this is because black tourmaline is often used as a protection stone. So if you resonate with that, as I showed you, like it might be worth looking into, to protect your energies, protect your vibe. But this is also just about, if you look at them, they've got crossed arms, right? They're just saying, no, I'm not accepting your energy. No, like take it back. It's not mine. That's your energy. It's not mine. I don't want it. You can have it. Let's pull this card. It's a Moonology card. You are good enough. Very interesting. Because you know what? So often we strive for perfection. But what is perfection? I mean, if we ever reach perfection, then what happens? We're always going to want more. So I recently heard the expression that perfection is the killer of good. And you know what? You are good enough. You don't need to reach for perfection. I mean, sure, you can always be improving. You can always be growing. You can always be progressing forward. But don't ever feel like you're not good enough because it's not perfect. Because nothing is ever perfect. Okay? Imagine. I just got the John Lennon song in my head. Imagine all the people living for today. Yeah. Live for today. Live for this moment. In this moment, you should be embracing yourself, embracing the message I'm trying to portray. This shouldn't be a time where you're concerned about, oh, I kind of overate calories yesterday, so I probably should get up and go to the gym. Like, no, live in the moment. Imagine the possibilities if you were to embrace every moment and truly just enjoy life and just enjoy, being who you are. Enjoy, what you were sent to do. Let's see what this card says. Abracadabra. Oh, look, a little fly. That's gross. I have my window open today. Abracadabra with wings. Fantastic good fortune and lucky chances. Yeah, this is things changing. This is, you realize, it's the wheel of fortune. It's you changing your mindset to not expect it to land on, another bill. Not expecting it to land on death. Not expecting it to land on anything negative. It's about you spinning that wheel and expecting it to land on winning the lottery. It's you spinning the wheel and, wanting it to land on, opening the door and finding like this breathtaking person who just captivates your heart on the other side. And then we have the card of the Labyrinth. Transition to a higher level of being, raising your energetic vibration and enlightenment. It's interesting because I totally agree about, this is about reaching another level, about raising your vibration, which when you're raising your self-confidence, when you can exist in a level of love, as opposed to in fear and judgment and lack, you're raising your vibration. But it's interesting that they've paired it with a labyrinth, because labyrinths are challenging to navigate through, right? Like, it's not easy to get out of this dry desert. Even with a labyrinth, when you are above, you've got the labyrinth here and you've got like the labyrinth here on this card too. When you can see it from above, it is a lot easier to understand where you're going. But sometimes we don't have the opportunity to see it from above. So maybe we have to imagine, or maybe we have to know that the direction that we are going in at the present moment is good enough. It is getting us where we need to go, even if it's kind of a detour, but we'll eventually make it to where we want to go. We are heading in the right direction. We are poised for perfection. Yeah, it's funny. I was saying, dance around your kitchen. Doesn't she look like she's dancing and just having a fabulous time? Because she is. Compassion. Compassion for yourself, I think, is the most important. Compassion for yourself, for your ideas, for when you dream, when you're imagining, there's no judgment there. Have compassion for yourself. When you think of an idea, don't automatically think that idea is bad. Think, wow, that's an amazing idea. Now, how do I get there? How do I make that dream into a reality? Interesting. We have the Source Dragon. Attunes you to the infinite. Be still. In the silence, magic can happen. Be in the moment. And what did I just say? Like when you imagine something, don't think that it's automatically like, no, that's not going to work, Instead, have compassion for yourself and then trust. Trust in the universe that you can make this happen. Oh, interesting. We have Avenoir. Make peace with your past, which is exactly what this top level of cards is. So I think that is very, very key for you for this coming year, is making peace with your past and allowing yourself to move forward and allowing self-love and healing to come into your life. Change. Yeah, you guys are changing, you're progressing, you're moving forward. Good things are coming to you when you can make peace with your past. And then the last card is step out of your comfort zone, the North Node. The North Node is all about what's in front of you. And it is, you guys, it's about stepping out of your comfort zone. It's about realizing that you are protected as you do so. Protected by the universe, source, whoever. When you can make peace with your past and live with compassion towards yourself, then stepping out of your comfort zone will get easier and easier and easier. Okay, so that is my reading for you, those of you who picked group number 3. If you enjoyed it, please hit that subscribe button. And don't forget that I am making zodiac-specific versions of this reading, so advice for 2020. So those will be coming out over the next couple of days, and the playlist will be listed down below. Okay? Love, light, and happiness to all of you. I will see you in the next reading. Have a fantastic day. Bye. Hello, group number 4. How are you guys doing today? So we have a lot of cards. I think you guys may have the most cards out of any of the groups. They're pretty close, but you may have the most. I was just picking cards that were jumping out at me because I knew that the messages needed to be heard. Okay, so we are going to start with your tarot cards, and this is advice for 2020 for reaching your goals. Ace of Swords. Just go for it. If you have a dream, you need to start, okay? You need to, not, I'll do it tomorrow. No, do it. If you have the motivation, take that motivation and go. Start, even if you can't physically do it, start putting the wheels in motion. Like, make a plan. What is it going to take for you to get onto the next step? Just start putting everything in action. If you want to start a YouTube channel, make a list of ideas. Even if you can't start filming because you don't have a camera, make a list of ideas. Start writing scripts. Just get started. The Moon. That's a very interesting card because it's a card of reflection. It's about asking yourself, why do you want to do something? And so this might also be telling you that when you do start new things, when you start new projects, new ideas, like, not even so much when you start, but when you start to lose motivation, go back to the beginning and go back to your why. Why did you get started? Why do you want to do the things that you do? What is your reasoning for doing things? What is your why? When you can understand your why and how it's benefiting you and how this will serve you in the future, then it's a lot easier to remain inspired to do things. So we have the Five of Cups here. And it's interesting because, we were just talking about how to go back to being inspired, right? So he's got the Five of Cups. He's knocked over 3 and now he's like, oh my God, I've lost it all. I can't possibly continue, just feeling very defeated. He's got these birds flying over him, which is kind of ominous. The sky is very ominous. But if you look behind him, he's got 2 more cups, right? If he were to look behind him, he would realize there is more to the story. If he would look behind him, he would find new motivation to keep going. So it's about going back and being, it's about going back and being reflective upon your situation and understanding why you're wanting to do this in the first place. So we have the King of Swords and the Knight of Swords and Temperance. So this is about balancing, the action and kind of the action and the planning, I want to say. We can't just always take action if we don't really know where we're going or how we're going to get there. We can't just be like, going back to the example of starting a YouTube channel, you can't just be like, I'm going to be a famous YouTuber and I'm just going to, things are going to come to me. But if you don't know what your niche is, you don't know what your audience is, if you don't know how to edit a video, if you don't know all of these things, if you don't know who you're serving, then how are you going to get to that end goal? So it's about taking the action that you need to take, yes, but also understanding why that action needs to be taken. It's about balancing, this kind of, this mindset, this planning versus taking action, so it's about, even if it's, making a schedule. If you find that you kind of get off track and waste a lot of time doing things that might not be necessary, perhaps you need to set a schedule. You don't need to set it down to the hour or to the minute, but maybe give yourself blocks of time. So in this block between, say, 9 a.m. and 10 a.m., that's your time when you're going to plan out what needs to get done. And then between 11 and 12 is when you actually take action on something. And then between 12 and 1 is when you feel your body, you plan out your day that way in blocks, if that works for you. Some people like to be more scheduled than that. Other people might find a schedule restricting, and then they're more concerned about sticking to the schedule so they don't actually get anything done. So it's about understanding the balance and making it work for you. Encouragement. Yeah, it is about giving yourself the encouragement to move forward. But it's also about accepting encouragement from other people. Like this guy, if he were to just turn around, he might not be able to will himself to turn around. But if someone was like, hey, why don't you just, look behind you, see what's there. It's about accepting the encouragement, the love, the compassion from other people around you, and understanding that, they might be there to help you. They might be there to encourage you. They might be there to, we have all sorts of people in our lives for specific reasons. And it's about embracing them when you need to embrace them. Share your voice. Come out of the cave of persecution. Yeah, are you guys wanting to start a YouTube channel? Are you wanting to be speakers? Are you wanting to be some kind of a why did I just totally lose the word? Do you want to create an impact on other people's lives? Share your voice. Come out of your cave. Avoid persecution and, express yourself. Just remember to reflect upon your reason why. Are you wanting to do something because you want to be famous? Or are you doing something because you feel like you have a message to share? We have stuck in the mud. Is that what you guys are feeling like? You feeling like you're stuck in the mud going into this year? If you are, it's definitely a time for reflection. Like with this 5 of Cups here. It's about turning around and seeing the opportunities available to you. And it's also not about rushing into things. If you're stuck in the mud, or in quicksand at least, if you rush, actually no, if you're stuck in the mud too, because I had a friend stuck in the mud and that was fun. We lost our boots and yeah, that's another story for another day. But when you're stuck in the mud, it's not about being as fast as you can. It's not about rushing and because the more you move, the deeper ingrained in the mud you get, the more you get stuck. So it's slowing down, thinking about it. It's like, okay, I can see that branch over there. If I can grab the branch, I will be able to leverage it and pull myself out. Versus I'm just going to jump and that, it's never going to work. Let's see. We have the bat. See through illusion into truth. Very interesting. We've got the full moon here. We've got this. The moon card. It's about illusion. It's about reflection. It's about, it is about seeing through the illusions surrounding your situations. And it's almost like the illusions, your perception. The illusion is your perception about the situation. So it's about not necessarily changing your perception, but seeing a wider perception and seeing the bigger picture. Message in a bottle. Speaking of the bigger picture. So when you've got a message in a bottle, you typically see it in the ocean, right? Someone throws it into an ocean, it washes up on the shore. Well, think about that. The ocean is such a huge, vast place. If you are lucky enough to stumble upon a bottle washed up onto the shore with a message in it, that is amazing. The odds of that happening, I've never found a bottle with a message in it. I don't know anyone that actually has. If you know anyone who has, let me know down in the comments, because that is pretty cool. But it's just, it's this illusion that we all know the story about a message in a bottle. But how many of us have ever experienced it, right? So it's kind of humbling in a way. What we do have, being grateful for what we have, and understanding that what we do have also a lot of people don't have. We have gifts, we have talents, we have even material things that a lot of other people don't have. And so, being grateful for that. And how can you use those things, those gifts, those talents, those material things, how can you use them to reach your goal? So maybe it's about a change of perspective. You're saying, one of the things I said earlier is you can't start your YouTube channel because you don't have a camera. But perhaps you're sitting here watching this from your cell phone. I mean, like, your cell phone more than likely has a pretty good camera. Like, I have an iPhone 6, which I occasionally film from. The camera that I'm filming on is not new by any means. It's an old camcorder. But hey, it's digital, and it's got 1080p, which is actually the highest setting. Most cameras have a lot more than that. Your cell phone probably has better resolution than this camera. But I mean, it's about taking the opportunities, and I could tell myself that I can't make this YouTube channel because I don't have good equipment. But I'm seeing through that illusion and understanding that it's not about the quality of the video. It's about the quality of the information I provide. It's about the quality of my message, of my story, and understanding that I am able to do that and giving myself encouragement. So you need to give yourself encouragement and not just listen to the excuses that you have. It's about moving past those excuses and going, no, you know what? I can make do with what I have, and I am able to move forward. And I just looked over and we have flashover. It's all in your head. Yeah, these excuses you make, they're in your head. And why? What are you afraid of? Why is he afraid to turn around, right? What is this energy that we started with this Ace of Swords? I said, if you have the motivation, you need to go for it. So what is holding you back? Right now, what is holding you back? Is it something physical? And if it is, how can you overcome that? And is it even really an obstacle, or is it just something that's kind of setting a little detour in progress, right? Balance, spirituality, and practicality. I'm going to add into, just also balance, like I was talking about earlier with the Temperance card, balancing the action. It's just, there are so many aspects of balance within this reading that I feel like you guys are really feeling out of alignment. So this might also be that you just need to take the time and write yourself this message and understand where you want to go, where you've been, why you want to go somewhere. It's about understanding your why and understanding the reason for going on this journey to begin with. Relationship change. This isn't a relationship with someone else. This is a relationship with you. You need to change your relationship with yourself, because I'm feeling like you are not valuing yourself. You are not understanding your worth. You are not sharing your voice because you're afraid of something. You're afraid people aren't going to like you. You're afraid that you're not deserving of something. But that is all in your head. You are deserving of what you choose to desire in this life. Okay? Let's pull out a dragon because they're fierce. The golden orange dragon expands your light for ascension. Be a peaceful warrior. Help those in need. Remember your magnificence. Remember your magnificence. Did I not just say that? Not so much in that word, but I mean, like, that's what I was getting at. It's about understanding your worth. And it's balancing this negative mindset that you've had and telling yourself, rewriting the story to get yourself out of this mud. Mending. This is mending the relationship with yourself. Changing this relationship. This is mending old wounds, tattered clothes, things that you feel like are falling apart, yet you're still holding on to them. So if you're not ready to let go, then mend them. Don't let go of them, but don't let the negativity or what you associate with negativity, bring you down. Like if you've got an old pair of socks that have a hole in it, you can do two things. Well, I guess you could do three things. You could let go of them. You could say, thank you for serving me, you're done. Or if you really, really like those socks, you can try and fix them. You can always try and fix things that are quote unquote broken. Okay? And if you don't have the skill, then you can go out, you can learn, you can get help from others. The illusion that you are unable to do something is only limited to your own mindset. You might say, I can't fix a sock, but there's a lot of people who know how to darn a sock, right? You might say, oh, I can't start a YouTube channel, but look at all the people who have. I mean, it's not that it's impossible, it's just you are telling yourself it's impossible, and you need to mend that relationship with yourself and understand that you are able to do these things. Okay? You're already doing it. Stop overthinking. Keep facing your true north. Okay? I feel like I don't even have to say anything more. You're already doing it. By watching this video and getting advice on how you can move forward, you're moving forward. Fire. The element of fire heralds new life, renewed passion, and positive transformation. Yeah. This is you coming into this energy, this fiery energy, this passionate energy, and understanding that you can move forward. And then we have the festival. Creates an energetic blueprint for a fantastic party or event. This is you moving forward and realizing that you're going to celebrate those little wins. You're going to be grateful for the little things in your life, because why not? You might as well celebrate them while you can, right? Look at the bigger picture. Yeah. Celebrate those little things, because you never know if you're going to have them tomorrow. We never know what's going to happen tomorrow. So let's celebrate today. Let's live for today. Let's live in the now. And let's live in the now with gratitude and love, especially for ourselves. Okay? Let's see. We have 2 cards. Let's go with the dragon. The golden Christ dragon brings you higher love so that you can embody the Christ light. Absorb the Christ light. You are protected. Expand your heart and remain 5th dimensional. Yeah. This is about expanding beyond what you think is physically possible in this world. Yes, you might think that you can't mend that sock, but if you try, if you learn the skills, if you get the materials you need, sure, it might not be the prettiest mended sock, but it will be a mended sock. It's about believing that you are capable of doing that. And then the last card for you is self-discipline. These changes, this inner work, this shadow work, it's not going to be easy. I'm not going to lie. It's going to take strength and determination and self-discipline in order to move forward. But you can move forward. And when you celebrate all those little wins in life, when you create this little festival for yourself, celebrating, when you learn to mend, when you celebrate the fact that you are doing it, when you celebrate your message in a bottle, when you can celebrate all these little things and approach life with gratitude and love, then amazing things are going to start to happen. Okay, group number 4. So that is my reading for you, for your advice for 2020. I am doing zodiac sign specific versions of this. So if you want to see those, you should hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out, because they will be coming out over the next couple of days. And I will link that playlist down below. Okay, love, light, and happiness to all of you. Thank you so much for your time. Have a fantastic day. Bye.